Hey all, wanted to make a little video. I had to make a repair in the basement. So I want to show it to you so in case you run into something similar, you'll know at least what I went through and maybe some of the pluses and minuses of things. I made a video before about this, so you may remember I was doing plumbing. Let me show you. I'll flip this around and we'll go around here. Sorry for wigging you out. But anyway, I cut out some copper line before because I had to do work in the kitchen and put in a new heater, and this is where the new heater line went up for under the sink and it came down to here. This is where we put it. This is a little funky valve that you actually have to buy. It was like 30 bucks for that thing to have one-way water flow or something. I'm not sure what it does. It lets the water go in one way and restricts it from the other way. But anyway, so these shark bites, I thought this was cool. Let's do all this shark bite stuff. It's quick and easy. You know, just pop it in. I got one way up under there. Let's see if we can zoom in for you just for the heck of it. We'll see if we can get up in there. I got some insulation up there. Nah, that's blurry because it's dark. But anyway, I can show you the other end. So, anyway, it went through here, went down here. Sorry, gotta walk around here, I got stuff. And it went down through here, and there's the shark bite that goes up to the copper, that goes up to the other heating unit. So again, I had to replace this whole thing. It was all copper before. Fine. So, what we had going on now is what I'm doing is, I'm trying to get it here. We get this shark bite. So this was on the end of the copper, this piece. The other piece went to the plastic tubing, which kept on going. But this bugger started to leak. And it started leaking like a sieve. No idea why, on both ends even. So, I didn't understand why. Everything worked good when I first installed this thing. It was about 4 months later it started to leak. So I got this brainstorm, let me at least get through May-ish or so that I can actually do what I'm doing now, shutting everything down, because it's still, you know, this is the end of March, it's still heating season. So anyway, I couldn't because it was leaking so bad. So what I tried to make is a temporary fix. So, let me show you what I did. We see this on TV and stuff. You can see on the inside this flex tape stuff. So I'm like, alright, let me go buy me some flex tape. So I went and bought this flex tape. It was almost $13 at Walmart. It's 4 inches wide and you see all the things. So I'm like, alright, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to wrap my shark bite in flex tape. And guess what? It still leaked. So then around the flex tape here, this looks like an ugly mess, I wrapped some electrical tape thinking, okay, maybe the ends just weren't sticking. It continued to leak. Then I got some other tape I wrapped around it. Still continued to leak. So I said, what the heck, I'm going to get more flex tape, and I went from the middle here to the end out here and then wrapped it with some other tape. Still leaked. It leaked so bad last night, this bucket was over half full just overnight. So I had no other choice but to go out, and now I had to go buy a tool. As you see, all my stuff over here. So I had to buy a crimping tool. Had to buy the joints. Now I'm going to do it right and crimp them on there. No more shark bites. I got to add another piece of tube in to fill in the gap here that I got to create. And now, unfortunately, I've got to solder this on the end of this copper pipe. This is going to go on here so that then I can clamp the tubing to reconnect it up to there with this piece and this piece. So, got my soldering stuff and pipe cutting stuff. The only thing I'm going to have a little hassle with, I'm hoping this won't heat up so much that gets too hot. What I'm probably going to do is soak a rag in some water and wrap it around this piece here to hopefully keep this from getting too hot as I'm heating up this end. That's not too far away. But you can see that ugly mess. I'm going to have to clean that up really good. At least that's new copper. And but what I got to do is get this bugger to quit dripping, because I certainly don't need to try to solder with this thing dripping like this. So it's just a pain in the butt to get all this water out. So what I'm going to try to do maybe is prop this up at least straight ahead. But it would be nice if I could get all this out. And then again, you get a solder up in there and all this stuff. And honestly, the only thing I soldered was this thing, but it was on the workbench in the garage, which made it a lot easier to hold everything together. So that's going to be my project. I'll let you know how it turns out. See ya. Okay, I'm going to try to, I got it prepped now. I got the end cleaned, the end fixture on. I propped it up with this little copper hanger to keep it level and maybe a little pitched up. I adjusted this one so this is kind of straight now. And what I'm going to do is probably put a wet cloth over this piece here, this pipe here, probably from here all the way up here, to keep this from getting hot. And because I definitely don't want that melting or anything happening to that shark bite. So, and then we're going to cut this piece. I got this piece that was already here. So I'm just going to take this, put this on this end, and wherever we come out on the other end, I'm going to cut it. And like I said, put that other piece on that end down there. So, all right, we're prepped. We're going to get some fire going. Let's see what happens. Well, look like we work. So there it is. I think I got it all the way around. Again, I had that on there. And it's never a job unless you get hurt. So I got a little burn mark on my thumb. I don't know if you can see it, but that little red spot right there, a little piece of solder fell off, hit me in the thumb. Actually had one land on my shirt, but hey, you know what? That's life. So hopefully I'm going to let that cool for a bit, and then I'll cut the piping, put it on, and turn the water back on, and we see what happens. So hopefully these joints ain't going to let go, because then I'll be really ticked. Not just that one, but this one under here too. So let me take this cloth off. And hopefully, because this is bent at a slightly different angle now than before, hopefully this is not going to leak. But you know what? We're going to find out. So, oh yeah, let me put, sorry, I fell off the ladder. So let me put this brace back on there. Keep that solid. I'm probably going to leave that copper hanger there to keep that like that. And because that's now a straight line, and then that's bent a little bit. It's not quite straight, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, I'll show you the finished product. Okay, let me show you this part first. So I got the soldered end in, got the pipe in, I clamped it down. That pipe clamp thing was a little bugger to get going. So now I got the joint here. I haven't clamped it yet, as you can see. So I got the pipes to match. This one's a tad short, but it should be alright. It's going to have enough bite. And then this one, so I'll try to give it a little bit more push together, and we'll go from there. Alright, see ya. Well, here's a finished product. As you can probably hear, get the furnace running, and it's going. The water pressure back up. Temperature's got to come back up, so at least this bad boy ain't leaking. That's real nice. Had a little spillage there from earlier, but that's okay. So now we'll come back over here, and again, like I said, my only concerns are going to be, is this going to start leaking? I'm really hoping not, and we'll see. I'm just thanking God that that joint did not leak. That was ugly. I cleaned it up good, and you know, best I could. And then so nothing there, nothing wet. I really like that crimping tool, so when I have to do more repairs or whatever, just like there, that's perfect. I mean, took 2 seconds, no shark bites, and just so you can see, I was fully prepared, had the fire extinguisher there, get all my paraphernalia I'm going to pick up. So again, I just wanted to tell you about those shark bites. I mean, those things are expensive, but for some reason this one failed miserably, and because it was on my heat line, that was bad. I kept losing water in my heating line, and that's a closed system, so then all of a sudden you're not getting heat, you're heating the water up and it's becoming steam, so that's just nasty. So in the dumper that thing's going. And I wanted to show you this too. I had a water problem here before, and I had someone fix it with a shark bite, and that sucker leaked off and on for a long time too. So the goal is eventually to redo all the plumbing, you know, get rid of the copper. I'm gonna do some more renovation in the bathroom, and gonna run stuff up through there. It'll be a lot easier now that I bought the PEX tool. You know, I had to bite the bullet and pay for this bad boy, but you know what? It was definitely worth the money. You know, I paid 62, 63 bucks at Lowe's. It was the same at Home Depot. But again, just to save you, this flex tape stuff, piece of crap, people. I mean, it may work like on your drainage thing like this, your sewer line or something, if there was a little crack in the bottom, but you know, that's just crazy. And don't be looking at all my messes down here. I still got some more work to clean up or whatever and fix up. I tend to just get it working and then get lazy at fixing it up. So my recommendation, do not buy this flex tape. Okay, it was kind of hard to work with, and but anyway, it's not worth it. Just not worth it at all. So looks good, everything, no leaking, furnace is still going. I'll go upstairs, turn the heat on, check it again, but looks like we got this licked. Alright, hope you are having an awesome day. I am now. I fixed one of my problems that was just really ugly, and it looks like we got it. So hope you have a blessed day. See ya.